Then questions for the student athletes here, and then we'll let you guys get out, and then come back with Coach Henderson.
I guess I should start by telling you what an honor it is to be head coach of Mississippi State, and the unbelievable year that we've just experienced. I couldn't be more proud of our players, our coaches, our managers, everybody associated with the program got on board on February 21st. It was a ride of a lifetime, and way too many things happened to go into the details, but to culminate it with giving up 3 in the ninth and be sitting here right now talking about going to Omaha is an unbelievable experience. You don't get that right in life. And that's why people are attracted to athletics. That's why we do what we do. People got to watch 3 unbelievable baseball games, 2 walk-offs, and an 11-inning grinder. So proud of our kids, coaches. Everybody got on board. I go back to that again and again and again. I keep thinking about the same exact thing, man. These guys made a choice. You can ask them about it, but they made a choice to get on board with the coaching staff. They bought in. They did everything that we asked. They grew. They got better. We started with humiliation, and we're sitting here tonight, and we're going to Omaha. It's been unbelievable, and that's probably a long enough statement.
Thank you, Coach. Questions for student athletes? Right here, up front.
Hey, Jake, you guys, I'm Gary Henderson, has talked about the idea of buying in pretty much since the beginning of the season when you guys had him as the interim coach. How did that happen, and why did it happen?
Well, Monday morning or Tuesday morning, we gather in the hall as champions at 7:30 in the morning.
7:15.
7:15. And we were sitting there, understanding that our head coach is no longer our head coach, and Coach Henderson would take over that role. And he, at that moment, gave us an identity. And from that moment along, we bought in. We were a team that was not ready to play at all, getting swept in Hattiesburg, and our coaching staff got us ready. Like, all the way through, they stuck with us. They never gave up. When a lot of people gave up on us, whether that be 0-3 or 2-7 in the SEC, they never gave up on us. They stuck with us until now, and they're going to keep that going into Omaha. And I can't thank them enough. We can't thank them enough. They pushed us every day.
Was there a certain point in the season where you felt things kind of turning back around in the right direction?
Yeah, in Houston, in Minute Maid Park, we swept the series, and we're thinking, okay, well, the year's turning around. Well, and then we get punched in the mouth in the SEC. This conference it's no mercy. It will chew you up and spit you out if you're not ready for it. We're a team that we thought we finally figured it out in Houston. We go into SEC play and get punched in the mouth by Vanderbilt at home, and we start 2-7. And this conference it tears you up if you're not ready for it. And I think the weekend to turn this around would be Ole Miss weekend. We jump on them game 1, beat them bad. They jump on us game 2, and we're going into game 3 with a dogfight. And Luke Alexander gets it done with a 2-run shot. I think that was the game that turned it around.
Any other questions?
Jake, the ninth inning, the double you hit, I mean, it was obviously pretty emotional for you once you got to the bag. Kind of recap that feeling and looking back on it now, given what happened after.
Well, at that moment, I thought oh my gosh, this is real. We're about to do this. And then Rowdy gets it done with a sac fly. I'm into third. Scoring pass ball, you're up 3 going to the bottom of the ninth. You're feeling pretty confident. I mean, credit Vanderbilt for not giving up. I mean, both teams deserve to be going to Omaha. That was 2 teams that were not going to take no for an answer. Either one of them. They were not going to take no for an answer. And you saw that on all 3 games. And it was a dogfight to the very last pitch. And it just went our way.
Yes.
Luke, take us through your at-bat and just fighting off that ball and dropping it right field.
Yeah, the bat before, I didn't feel like I was really aggressive, and I told Hunter corner Stovall. I said, we'll go in this at bat really aggressive. Hunt first pitch fastball, and that's what I got, and I just somehow got it out in the right field to score 2.
Question over here.
Keegan, what you saw Vanderbilt do in the bottom of the ninth, what's going through your head when they hand you the ball in the 11th?
At that time, in the bottom of the ninth, you're wanting the ball. I just was waiting for coach to send me down, whenever that may be, and when AJ came down from the bullpen and said, you're going next half, I was ready, I was locked in. I guess you could say I needed a little redemption from the night before or 2 nights before. That never crossed my mind, really. It was kind of just go get it, let's win this thing.
For any of y'all, he's not here, so I can't ask him. How big was Cole Gordon in this series? I think he covered 7 1/3, scoreless.
Cole Gordon was the MVP of the Super Region.
Absolutely.
There's no question. What he did was, he got us on ball. It took a team effort, but what Cole Gordon did allowed us to be in this situation. He took the ball in game 1 and game 3 with confidence, and he was, like I said, he's not going to take no for an answer, and he did everything he had to do for us to win this series. I think we all agree with that, for sure.
Absolutely. He's been a guy that's had to go through adversity just like all of us. And when it came to crunch time, he strapped up and full speed ahead, here he comes.
Second round.
Jake, I know you guys talked about everything y'all went through this year. This game didn't exactly make this one easy either. Just sort of play a bit of a microcosm of the season itself. Kind of reflects the way y'all been all year.
Yeah, I was thinking about that whenever we go in the 10th inning. I was like, why wouldn't we blow a lead and win it in extra innings? I mean, this year's been a roller coaster, and it speaks volumes about this team's character. I couldn't capture it.
Hey Jake, how much do these coaches, Gary Henderson, Jake Ocho, Mike Brown, influence that character? And with the search that's going on, would you guys play for these guys again?
Yeah, absolutely. We're going all along, and we get to keep playing for them. I mean, June 16th, we're going back to war with these coaches. And if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be in this situation. We wouldn't. A lot of people gave up on us in February and even early March. And then they didn't. They stuck with us. They never gave up on us. And they gave us an identity to follow, and we did. Everyone bought in, top to bottom. And we like when the plan comes to fruition.
A couple more questions for the student athletes. Gentlemen, thank you for coming in. You guys can take off. Congratulations. Let the student athletes get out before they start more questions. Head coach. Good, Rick.
Yeah, Gary, I'll ask you the same thing. How big was Cole Gordon for y'all?
Well, it's all big, and Cole was tremendous. And, you don't do it if he doesn't do it both nights. But it's like, I said to Denver, we don't get to celebrate if he doesn't get that punch out in the 10th. And Denver throws, I'm looking at this here, it's 7 pitches, walks a guy and he gets the win. What a sport. Unbelievable. But it all matters. And I think it's really important that regardless of the contribution, that those guys feel that they're a part of it. And yeah, Cole Gordon was tremendous, and so was Ethan, and so was Connor, and so was JB. But in the 10th inning, the biggest thing in the whole series was punching out Ray. I think it was Ray. The punch out. We don't get that, and that's a base hit, and it's over. And so it's all important, and I'm really proud of Cole. From where he was, what he did this weekend, from where he was, 2 Fridays ago. Anybody was in Tallahassee, those 15 pitches, on Friday, for him to make the turnaround from those 15 to what he did, I believe it was Monday, and then Friday, Sunday, it's impressive and speaks a lot about Cole.
What's this ride been like for you? The interim status is now headed to Omaha.
Well, it's been really unusual. It's been at times weird. At times you're playing the game and some dude is heckling you from the stands, calling you Mr. Interim, and that it's as awkward then as it is right now when I tell you that. You know, nobody wants to have somebody go through that in life, but that's where I was. I really admire our coaching staff. Those guys got on board, no hidden agenda. It was, Hindu, what do we need to do? And then I let them do it. I told them what I wanted, and then they did it. And Brownie and Jake get all the credit for that development of those kids offensively. That development has been unbelievable. When you see where we were getting as a team after 3 SEC weekends to where we are now, and what we were able to do last weekend and this weekend, that type of development you don't see very often. You know, those guys, they did a fantastic job. But I have a lot of, those guys are good. They're real people, my coaching staff. So the kids got on board. They were looking for leadership. We gave it to them. I'm direct. They responded. That's how that worked.
Coach, that Gatorade bath afterward at the very end, what did that mean to you? And have you really gotten to look back on some of the more special moments?
Well, no. No to the second question. The Gatorade bath is great. You know, I hope my friends see it on TV. You know, but I'm more interested in you know, what we did. We gave up 3 in the 9th and we won. That speaks to character. And that speaks to belief. That speaks to toughness, single-mindedness, staying with it. You know, all those types of things that we preach, you know, all the time. You know, I told them the entire spring, everything we want is in front of it, but you got to earn it. You have to earn it. And Jake's referring to a sign that I put up that said SEC is the League of No Mercy. I mean, if you're not prepared, you're going to get embarrassed. And so those are the things that they heard. I'm really, really proud of those guys, man. Even when you know, like, we'd stub our toe in a midweek or something, man. We just came back on the weekends, and there was still toughness and belief and character.
Gary, after you give up the lead in the 9th, what is said when the team comes back into the dugout? What's talked about before you go up to the bat again?
That we're going to win. It was pretty giddy. We got a lot of young guys there in the 9th. We didn't handle that very well, and obviously the guys in the dugout weren't pitching, you know. But at the same time, there was a whole different feel in the bottom of the 9th as opposed to the bottom of the 11th, or I should say it the other way. Much calmer. We'd lost that giddiness. Reality had set in. It was good. That's why it's so much easier to do this after you've been here a time or two. You know, it's hard to do it the first time through, and with those, like Jake's been, this is his, third one? 3 in a row, you know, and you got to be able to handle the emotion of the moment. You got to stay in the present, and, you know, it's fun in the dugout. I tell them all the time, something funny happens, you laugh. That's your job. You have to have humor in baseball, especially in that dugout. But, you know, at the same point, you know, you got to keep your poise. We got a little giddy there in the 9th.
Hey Gary, did you have a chance to talk to the team collectively before you came up here, and if so, what do you tell them after the game?
I told them I was really proud of them. I told them that they're going to remember this season the rest of their life, the journey that we've been on, and their willingness to give of themselves to each other. There's not 2 days that go by that I don't tell them that they have to be a good teammate, and they were. You know, sometimes coaches tell kids things and they poo-poo it a little bit, or they don't buy in, or they snicker. These guys didn't do any of that. None of it. And that's why we're here. It's fabulous.
2 more questions. Thank you, Coach.
Let me finish by saying what a class guy Coach Corbin is. And, you know, we talked briefly afterwards, and he's the best. You know, he was very, very gracious. That's a tough loss for Tim and his kids. You know, like last Saturday in Tallahassee, Coach Martin said, "Man, baseball is a cruel game," and it is. You know, but Tim handled it with the class that he always does, and I have a lot of respect for Tim. Thank you.
Congratulations.